a plan. It,
You can wake up that diesel.
yeah,
Diesel's easy to fix.
yep. Well, I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted on it.
What did you look at? What are you looking at?
It's a 44 Birchwood. Mate,
What engines?
uh,
420s?
nope, 3802 Caterpillars.
Ain't nothing wrong with that equipment.
Oh no, that's a good motor.
Take it across the world.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the reasons why we like it. You know, just,
Yeah,
just
it's man-made. Your problem's man-made. It's filter or fuel.
yeah, no.
Right?
We'll check that out over the weekend. Take it out for another spin next week. We'll finalize the survey, and then we're gonna close on a week. It's almost like, yeah, it's almost like buying a house.
Hey, no, it's buyer market right now.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's buyer market. There's more boats on the market than ever in history.
Yep. All righty, sir. Let me get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Gonna get the ball rolling there.
I'll come down and work with you.
We'll take it out for a spin. You can do some fishing. I don't like fishing.
No, I know about a spin. I go 500 miles with it.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. All righty. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. This is my Friday night. I know it's not Friday night, but it's Friday night for me because I do this little survey, or I do this little show before the market opens. Okay, so we're going to go over what are we looking at for tomorrow. Great. Now, if you don't know who I am, Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. What is going on over there? There's like hardly anybody here. That is so weird. Anyway, we'll see how it progresses. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some dividend stocks, specifically looking to do a safe trade. Okay, now I like dividend stocks because they are predictable, they are consistent, and more than likely, they're profitable more than 2 decades. Those are the ones that I like. Now, we check every week. This week, there's 10,670, I believe. That's a lot of companies to look at. But I only look at about 300. And there's a reason why I only look at about 300. Because what I'm looking to do, that simple, safe strategy, well, I forget where I'm going with that story. Don't get old. It ain't any fun, and it doesn't make it easier the older you get. I got to write stuff down. So anyway, what I'm going to show you is a trading strategy I created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. Poland. How are you in Poland? Holy cow, Poland. Nice. Thanks. All right, so in 2008, about 15 years ago, wait a minute. Oh, how long ago? 17? 17 years. Holy cow. 17 years ago, my 9-year-old daughter says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So my 9-year-old daughter wants to learn how to trade in the stock market. Well, most adults don't get it. So how am I supposed to teach a 9-year-old how to invest in the stock market? Okay, so the 5 criteria has to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. So those 5 criteria deserves 5 rules. Number 1, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. 6 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Is that 3 greenhouses? Red, 1 hotel. I don't know. Anyway, kind of like Monopoly, Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, there's over 10,600 different companies. How do we choose? Well, we're going to get to that in a little bit. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Now, the name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. The subtitle dividend investing for weekly cash flow. So the only way I'm going to get weekly cash flow is by something that trades on a weekly basis. Hence, weekly options. I have no desire whatsoever to look at this thing all day long. No, no, hell no. Rule number 5, make sure all the numbers work. Now, we're going to go through all the rules, all the criteria as the evening progresses. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. All I ask is you ask the question once. I will try to get to every single one of them as best I can. I am broadcasting on 9 different platforms. Not yet, but in a second I will be. Kind of open up that broadcaster. It's a challenge. All right. So we'll be going over each and every individual rule as the night progresses. And why is that taking so long? There it is. Okay, and there we go. That should be live very shortly. That way we have 9 channels that we are streaming on. So I have questions over here, here, and some down there. I can't get the questions down there, and I'm sorry about that. Ron had a question. Mr. Ron, question. Good evening, James. Can you add the monitor version to YouTube? The monitor version to YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. Double check, see if that's working. Let me give it a quick check. It's like mic check. Check one, check one. Okay, right there. All right, right there. This is my website, The10MinuteTrader. I'm not trying to sell anything or anything like that. Somebody asked me to double check, make sure YouTube was working. So the only way I know how to get there is through the channels, which got to go to the website and then go there and then go there. Okay, so here we are coming up to YouTube. There it is right there. Look at that, 1,300 videos I have. That's quite a bit. All right, so they're both there, number 1 and number 2. Yeah, so they're both there. Just wanted to double check. All righty. So that should work. Now, let's see who wants to go first. So if you're going to ask me about a stock, please make sure it's a dividend stock. Companies that share their profits, that would be great. That's number 1. Number 2, at least know something about the companies you're asking me to take a look at. Now, who do we have over here? Kay, how are you doing this, Kay? Kay Nicole? Oh, Kaylin. Oh, Kayla. Oh, Kayla Nicole. Hello. Sammy, how are you doing? And Mr. Eddie Lyman, good evening. How are you guys doing? So let's see who's here tonight. Who's here? BLGD, Ben in New York City. Raj, good evening. Evie Stevie. Evie Stevie. I like that one, Stevie. Evie Stevie. Tufan, good evening. L, what's going on? Nellen, is that right? Did I say that right? Nellen? Wow. Uh-oh, I missed all these people. Nellen, there you go. Swamp Fox, Esther. Oh, I hate your chin. Who came up? What were your parents thinking when they named you that? IQ, Luna, what's going on? JP, what's going on? Rocky, Sandy, Allie, Julio. ¿Qué pasa, Julio? Adios. Good evening, Mr. P. Hercules, good evening. Morad. Okay, Jermaine, good evening. Hercules wants to take a look at American Express. First one on the list. Let's take a look. AXP. I want to see who else is here first. Hold on a second. Debray. BL. Doobie. Doobie Goodwin. Drew. Steady Hustle. Good evening to you, sir. Roland Baller. Indy Maldall. Indy Maldall. Good evening. Danny Scott. Robert, Ricky, Squirrel. Squirrel! Brian. All right, I got to mute you guys over here. Got too much noise going in the background. Figures, it's Gates. Gates, you got to learn how to mute yourself, brother. Okay. Who-Man, Brian, Dave, Dana, Carr, Jimmy, Bambley, Bambley Davis. Same name as always. All right. Daniel, good evening. Sasson, Richard, Chaz. All right, so that being said, let's get the ball going. Up, down traders here. Who do we have over here? Okay, Joey Moss. Good evening there, Joey. Joey, doesn't look good every time you redact one of your messages. Tell everyone about you. I don't know if that's good or bad. Poland, Lucas, thank you. Hey, Beast is in the house. Can you explain what NFP is? Not for people. NFP, not for people. I have no idea what it is. What's up, Beast? Have you... What the heck happened to the market today after such great news? Okay. All right. Hope all had good week. It was going good for a while, and it tanked. Well, here's the thing. It was going good this morning, and I got a margin call this afternoon. I only got one as far as I know. I haven't checked my other accounts yet because contrary to popular belief, I don't sit in my computer all day. I literally turned my computer on at 10 minutes of 9. So I have no clue what's going on because I walk away from the computer somewhere around 11 o'clock in the morning because I get my morning show that we do. We have a live show that we do, and we do live trading 9 until about 11. After that, I turn the computer off and walk away. I was in my garage making a birdhouse. I don't say a birdhouse. Let's call it a bird condo. I mean, the thing is freaking huge. Totally inappropriate. Laughs and cranky. Dude, I almost bought a put at 12.50 on put. I've been burned every time this month, so I didn't. Okay. I'm not quite sure. Laughed and cranky. We'll take a look at that in a bit. I'm going to pause that right there. We'll take a look at that. All right. All righty. Everything is looking good. Yep, got that one. Oh, Vail. Tess wants to take a look at Vail. What do you think? Okay. Always a pleasure to be here. Cool beans. So I'm going to get rid of this guy here, the lawyer, because that kind of, you'd think if it is a lawyer, you know what I mean? Because he says lawyer, SD the lawyer, saying inappropriate stuff. Why would you do that? Okay, what else do we got? I'm up 2.6% this week. Right now, I have one looks like it's going to expire and another one in the money. Cool beans. Good evening, John Warner. All right, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm hoping Dow comes back. All right, we're going to take a look at Dow in a little bit, Beast. All right, so first and foremost, we're looking at American Express. We're going to say no to American Express for this week only because I don't even have to go through the whole thing. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Yep. She goes up, down. Now she's going back up again. What happened today? Before I jump into American Express, I'd wait to see what happens here. Because she started out good, a nice big gap up, and then she dropped. Why? What happened today? Now, don't ask me, because I'm being totally 100% honest with you. I have not been online all day. Okay, I turned my computer off at 11 o'clock. Oh, I was thinking 11:30 this morning. And I haven't turned it on all day until just recently. And then I turn it on and I see I got a margin call. Well, it is what it is, but you know, hey. All right, so American Express, I would find out what went on today first. This is the new bottom here. Yesterday was one day to the upside. Now, no matter what happened today, this is still a higher high and a higher bottom. So it still counts as a second day to the upside. So hypothetically speaking, American Express could be a good opportunity for tomorrow, if, of course, you like American Express. So let's take a look at the 345s. Wrong one. Let's change this up a little bit. Go back to single. The 345s, check it out. The 345s are going for 5.35. Well, that works for me. That's well over 1%. So let's see if American Express can be number one for next week. Okay, because I don't think it's going to do us any good for this week because we only have one day left and everything's going to expire tomorrow. So let's do this. The 345s are right there. One contract. And we're getting ready to get started already. Here we go. Buy one covered call of American Express. 28 November. That's next Friday. Not this Friday, because we only got 1 day left. That's tomorrow. So there's not going to be very much time value left when you're selling options. See, I'm not an option buyer because 80% of all options expire worthless. So why would I want to buy one when I could be right 80% of the time selling them? That's just, I like the numbers. I like to be in my favor. All right, so 28 November, next Friday, the 345 call option. 644 is the profit, 33 is the investment. So what does that look like? What kind of rate of return is that? All right, so if 644 is the profit, 33,856 is the investment, and that comes to 1.9% if you like that. Well, of course I like it. I like 1.9%. So we're going to save this one. We're going to save this, and hopefully I'm going to write it down for next week. So it'll be right at the top of our list, depending on what happens tomorrow, of course. AXP. Okay. All right, let's do this. And there she is. American Express, AXP, 28 November. The 345 call option. 640 is the profit, 33 is the investment, and 1.9 is the rate of return. Now think of it this way. If I collect 1% every single week, that's over 50% per year. This is offering 1.9%. That's over 100% per year. That's like doubling my money every year. And it's American Express. Please, don't leave home without it. Oh, I couldn't resist. Don't leave home without it. All right, so let's save this one. And it's the first one for today. And it's 1.9. There we go. Let's see if I can do it again. I can. And I have no idea what that means. All right, let's go back. All right, so that being said, let's find another one. American Express, love it. Laughs and Cranky. SPY, huh? Now, I don't do SPY, but you asked, so I'm going to take a look at it. Hold on, I can get back. I can change everything back. SPY. Now, I almost bought a put at 12.5 on SPY. I've been burned every time this month, so I didn't. Okay, I got a minor issue. Okay, that doesn't make any sense because SPY is at 652. Where are you coming up with 12.5? Because that's at 655, 656, 657. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that one, so we're going to go on to the next one. Beast wants to take a look at Dow. All right, Beast, what are we looking at on Dow? Oh, dude. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, sideways, down, sideways. We're at 20.95. The 21s are going for 53. That's more than 2% for Dow. Who came up with Dow? Beast. I'm hoping Dow comes back up a little to 215. So 21.5. So that it can't be assigned. I want the money next week. I'm going to go with Dell, I think. Okay. So you're doing the 21.5s. Dude, it's at 20 at the moment. It's at 21 right now. So you want, oh, so I see, you want it to be called away. What the hell just happened? Okay. So 30 days ago, we're right here. We shoot up, we come back down. This is Dow. It's going to find a bottom sooner or later. I'm putting Dow on the list for next week because that bottom's going to show up. That's already on the list for next week. Imagine that. Already on the list for next week. All right. Up, down, trader. I think down will shine tomorrow, but either way, sell some for next week. I'm going to agree with you. S&P 14, should I invest in mutual funds? I have no idea what you're talking about. S&P 14, or should I invest in mutual funds? I don't like mutual funds, number one, because you're giving up control of your money and you're giving it to someone else who doesn't have your best interest in mind. Okay, more than likely, if you do that, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. If you want to concentrate on other things, give the money to someone else, let them take care of it for you. There's nothing wrong with that. But what are you doing here? Here is for people, this is created specifically for people who want to take control of their own money. Okay, because you get two choices. When you get to be retired like I am, say I retired 2 years ago, okay? When you retire, you get two choices and only two. One, give your money to someone else, let them do it for you, or take accountability and invest your own money. It is what it is. Whatever you decide, that's a choice for you, because we're all on our own different path. We all have our own different journey. We're all going someplace else. So what is it that you want? You have to figure that out. Once you figure out what you want, then learn as best you can to stay safe and have the profits be predictable, consistent, all that kind of nice, neat stuff. But I can't tell you what to do. You got to figure it out for yourself. Got another question over here. Mara. See, now, Gates got Mara too. Okay, Gates, a lot of us got Mara, and it has dropped. Let's take a look at that one right now. Still another down day for Mara. Here's the high, down. Now, we thought the other day she stopped briefly, but now we get a new bottom at 1024. So, sorry, Gates, I'm in, and Mara also. Probably the same place that you're in. All right, what else we got next? Oh, NFP, non-farm payroll. I thought it was not for peasants. All right. Where are we now? Okay. SPY was up 12.5 for the day. Then, okay. Thank you there, Laughing Cranky. Carry Trader, how are you? Let me get my seat so I can get some of these questions done and out of the way. Not a whole heck of a lot's going to happen tonight because tomorrow is Friday. It's the end of the week. Options expire at 3:59 p.m. After 3:59, you can't do anything. Scott, David, J. Edgar, what's going on? No name, good evening. FVG. What is FVG? No options. We're going to pass on that one. Gemini, how are you? Mac, good evening. Jake Claver. How you doing, Jake? Robert, what's your most consistent ticker this year? That would be Coles. Oh, Bitu, Zim. Z-I-M. Now, isn't Zim a trucking company or some sorts? But it seems to have slowed down, a shipping company. Okay, check this out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. What's going on right there? Let's zoom in a little closer. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, whoever came up with Zim, I don't buy at the high. That, my friend, is the 30-day high right there. What do you think it's going to do? Here's the bottom right there. There's the top. Look at all that space. Looks like it's got profit taken written all over it. Yeah, no, thank you. Who came up with Zim? I ain't got enough capital sell options. Sorry about that, dude. Time Levity. Good evening. Jonathan, how are you? Matthew Foxworth, good evening. Foo-Foo's in the house. Sorry about that, Laughs and Cranky. You ain't got enough money to sell options. Ooh, well, I'm not quite sure how to answer that one for you. How are you doing, James? Finally get a little bit of a relaxing from school and work. Manu, can you check the current time in your area? 11:34 p.m. What do we got? What do we got? Crony, good evening. Rick Hancock, Yorkie. Zarabelba, all right. Cherry Hines, good evening. Big V, what's going on? Ronald, Smiley Reed, Sunny Days, good evening. What do I think about getting back into Kohl's in the next couple of weeks? What do you mean getting back into Kohl's? I still own Kohl's. I do. I still have some Kohl's. But let's take a gander at it and see what he's talking about. Well, I am from India, and it's currently 8 a.m. Good evening to you, Mano. All right, so here's our high. Here's our low. Here's where we were. Here's where we are. Look at this. Down, up, down. Okay, so we're in a little bit of a downturn right now for Kohl's. Look at your last 30 days. Okay, here's your bottom. She shot up. Now she pulled back. We're at 950. I'm just going to keep waiting for it to drop. But look at this. Yesterday was lower than today. So today has a higher low and a higher high. So you could say today's one day to the upside for Kohl's, which means maybe keep my eye on it tomorrow, and maybe it's already on the list for next week. Laughs and Cranky, 9 a.m. Alrighty. So, Soy Jose Orojas. Mac. What's going on, Mac? Okay, got it. Tina Lyons, how are you? B-Boy, good evening. Buford, good evening. Sapong, Fred. Oh, the FK Experience. Okay, I have no idea what that means, but all right. Jackie, what's happening? Finn Doodle. Justin, Felix, good evening, Miss Felix. Justin, that's funny because Justin Anderson and Justin Smith, one right after the other, just showed up. Me, Terry Fitz, what's going on? Floorman, Ruben, Good Life, Titan, Jeff, Greg, Kevin, Willie, Billy Stanley, Justy, what's going on? Ooh. Hercules wants to take a look at Levi's, L-E-V-I. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Levi's. However, unfortunately, same thing. Here's the top. She pulled back up, back down. Not the right time, but the right time is coming. Here's your last 30 days. Up, down, up. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. There you go. Now you get your profit taken. It should be here on here somewhere within the next couple of days. Tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's coming. It's going to bottom out, and when it does, we'll do the same thing. Hit the bottom, turn around, go back up. Because that's what stocks do. It's weird. That's what they do. So I'm going to put Levi's down for next week. So Hercules, remind me next week, take a look at Levi's again. All right. What else do we got? Lucky, Hercules, Alex. Are you dollar cost averaging some of your positions at a time like this? Not at this moment, Fufu. And the only reason I say that is because today's Thursday. Okay, all my positions don't cancel themselves out or don't fix themselves or go to the next level until tomorrow. Everyone, full port they need account. I have no idea what that means. Dum, 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 dum. What happens when the option expires lower than your price? Lori, good evening. Great question. I'm not 100% sure, Laurie, what you mean specifically about that. But here's the thing, Laurie, what I do, I treat my stocks, I treat my money the same way I treat my pets. I feed them, I water them, and I tend to them every single day. I probably should take better care of my plants. I got a garden outside. I probably should take better care. Because I take better care of my money than I take care of my plants. That's not a good thing. Some of them ain't looking that good today. Anyway, The Wandering Jew, back again. Did you watch CWD today? I'm going to say no, because I said earlier, oh, hell no. Dude, this thing has no options. No. Sorry. Don't even want to look at it. Hercules, PGR. Have no idea what PGR is. But we missed this opportunity. Okay, check it out. 30 days ago, up, down. Here's your top, here's your bottom. She did it again. Yesterday was the top. Today she's coming back down again. Missed it by that much. Hercules, missed it by that much. All right. That being said, let's go back over to here. What do we have over here? Sonny, Justin, Akhtar, Victor Jackson, good evening. Dash, good evening. Mikey, Chris, Dante, C. Williams, Chico, Malat, good evening. Philhound, F this name thing. Okay, what were your parents thinking that time? Callie, Queen Daniel, Bill Myrtle, Tony, Brokey, Dan, Big Nambino, the Big Nambino, good evening. Todd Thompson, Calvin Hill, sure it's not the real Calvin Hill, but Carlos is here. Paul, curious about it. ACB, Peaceful Rocket, Jim, Greg, Patrick, Johnny Boots. What's happening, Johnny Boots? Pierre-Luc Avril. Bonjour, bonsoir. Comment ça va toujours? Ça va bien, non? Danny, what's going on? Angel, Lisa. Just call me Angel of the Morning. Okay, NRA to the second. Okay, user. 50 file. 50 or fire. Okay. Bad Guy Jim. Big Mike. Big Mike's in the house. J Fig. All right. You guys are all saying hi, but nobody's actually wanting to look at anything. Emerson. Sep. Jim. Oh, I can't even read that one. It's a bunch of silliness. 6HDI4DJ. How do you pronounce that? Dodato. Rolando. Mikkel Doral. Okay. Jeffrey, good evening. Okay, bit 2, Zim, where I looked at it. One secret to success. Well, good evening. Live encouraged more viewers to share. Cool, thank you. Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard, Mr. Wizard, Mr. Wizard. Why does that name sound familiar? Mr. Wizard. Who's Mr. Wizard? Who knows who Mr. Wizard is? It sounds like, wow, I'm missing all these. There it is right there. Mr. Wizard says, yo. All right. All right, we're looking at Zim. Okay. Mr. Wizard, Verizon new CEO, healthy dividend. Let's get it. Chomp on that. Whoa. Chomp on that, Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard. Peabody. No. Oh, it was Mr. Peabody I was thinking. Okay, no, I forget it. Who's Mr. Wizard? Somebody know who Mr. Wizard is? Because I remember it was one of the Saturday morning cartoons. Mr. Wizard. Anyway. Okay, so Verizon, here we go. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this, down, up, sideways, down, up, down. What happened here? Looks like she ran out of steam. Okay? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Unfortunately, Verizon's at 40.76. Now, I know Verizon was on our list sometime this week, but hold on. I know Verizon was on the list this week. Where is it? Let's see if we can find it. All right, Sunday. Dow, KHC, Occidental Petroleum, Schlumberg, K, Pepsi, INOQ, Verizon, right there. I can't see it. Verizon, 41.5. All right. So Verizon, 41.5 was on the list Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right. The 41.5 for Verizon. That's what we looked at earlier. Okay. That don't look too good, does it? The 41.5. So if I was going to roll it forward, I'd buy the 41.5 for 21. No, wait a minute. This week, 41.5 is at 5. Okay, see that? It's at 5. So I'd buy this one back at 5, and I would sell that one at 18. Not quite a 0.5%, but still 0.5%. Think about it. 0.5% every week is still 26% for the year, if you like it. Now, Mr. Wizard, okay, this did look a hell of a lot better a couple of days ago. Right. Okay, right there looked pretty darn good. Here's the top, bottom. Now she's shooting up with all this space. The top's right there, bottom's right there. We're here. So we got that space right there. The 41.50s right there looked perfect the other day. Now, just because it looked perfect the other day doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Okay, it doesn't work all the time, but think about it. Do you like Verizon? Okay, do you think Verizon's going to be around for the long haul? And a couple of days ago, 41.50 looked great. It doesn't look so good today, okay, because we went up 41.75. So we were right about it going up, the 41.75, but now we dropped down to the 40.76. Now, I'm okay with it, because I don't mind holding on to Verizon for a little longer. It's Verizon, and it is heading to the upside other than what just happened today. Am I willing to hold on to it? Yeah, I'm willing to hold on to it. I have no desire to sell it for less than I paid for it. That just doesn't make sense to me. But that's me. All righty then. Donna Chamberlain. I'm jealous of you. Picture that like, baby. Okay. Yep. I'm not even going to listen to that. Okay, you're a teacher. Thank you. Can you please look at IMSR? Why do I want to look at IMSR? Terrestrial energy. Sounds interesting. But hell no. It's at the bottom. Why the hell are we looking at something's at the bottom? Now, if you really like it, maybe she'll find a bottom and then turn around. I have no idea who they are. I have no problem looking at what you want me to look at. But kind of do me a favor. Make it something halfway decent. This thing, never heard of it. Next. ODFL. What happens when the option expires lower than your price? It just expires worthless. That's all, Laurie. Then you just go pick another one on Monday. ODFL. Mel, how are you today? ODFL. What is ODFL? ODFL. Old Dominion Freight. Okay. Now, Mel, I don't do monthlies. November, December, January, April, May, July. These are all months of the year. I don't do monthly options. The numbers just don't work for me. The Wandering Jew. Okay, Wandering Jew, I looked at CWD. It was a no 15 minutes ago. It ain't going to be a yes now. Husky Rebel, good evening. V. Amaya. All right. Calls and bets. Where I just saw that. Where was it? There it is. Okay. What's up? Show me your stats. My strat. Okay, my strat. Okay, sit tight. We'll be doing it all night long. Navitas. Okay, user 87348849, blah, blah. Oh, Mr. Shar. Thank you. That was nice. Thank you. You got to give me the ticker symbol to Navitas. I have no idea who they are. Angel Toast. Is Toast an actual stock? Toast. Apparently, it's not. Okay? We cannot find that symbol. So if we can't find the symbol, wait a minute, it's TOST. TOST is Toast. Okay. No idea who they are. Okay, here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. She drops, shoots up, drops again, and it's tanking. Unless you really like it, well, look at the numbers. The numbers aren't that bad. Let's see what we got. Now, I actually don't mind these numbers. Look at them. 73, 54, 39, 27, 19, 12. Those numbers look pretty good. I still have no idea what they do. Okay? Bottom, shoots up. Now she's dropping. What's going on right there? The last 30 days. The last 30 days always gives me a good idea of where is it going next. Okay, well, here we go. Here's your high, here's your low. She went up, she went down, up and down. Well, waiting for a new bottom for Toast, if you like toast. I'll write it down for next week, see what it looks like. Eric, hello from Tennessee. I'm new, enjoy your live. Sold my first call today. Woohoo! Cool beans there, Eric. Side hustle 40, 44, 44, 44. How did it work out for Target after earnings? Well, that's a good idea. TGT. Okay. There's the dividend. There's the earnings. Okay. Stocks have a tendency to go down after the dividend. Okay. Have a tendency to go up before the dividend. Okay. Okay. Usually 2 weeks. The 12th. Back here, she goes up. Now she's going down. Here's the dividend. Here's the earnings. And she's still going down. Stock trading strategies. Okay. Zach, Google. I don't do Google, Zach. The reason why I don't do Google is Google only has 2 years of dividends. Only 2. Now, Patrick, I love Microsoft. I do. Patrick, let's take a look. MSFT. MSFT. Okay, dividend. Ooh, not good. Look at this. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. She shoots up, pulls back, up, back. Okay, she's going to find a bottom sooner or later. Let's write Microsoft down for next week. Okay, that being said, I didn't repost CWD again. All right. Okay, someone wants me to take a look at Bitcoin. Forgot you only deal with dividends. My bad. That's okay. What else do we have here? Thank you. Bitsu, good evening. Mr. Wizard. Yep, got that one. Tufan, good evening. Thank you for that. Good evening. Ooh, Tufan wants to take a look at Pepsi. Now, we did find Pepsi the other day. We did. Look what happened. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 146, 230. That works. Wow. Imagine that. Okay, so that being said, that's Pepsi. Now, what happened the last 30 days? Okay, she shoots up, there's the top, drops down, there's the bottom. Now, we were writing it up here. Okay, but apparently she stalled out yesterday and today. So when did we find Pepsi? Pepsi. Dow. Nope. Yep, right there. Pepsi. The 148. 148 on Pepsi. $148 right there. Yep, went up, past the 148, hit 150. Should have jumped out because that's more than 1%. Okay, 148. Now she's dropping. What's the 148 looking like for next week? Well, that works for me. Check it out. 148. It's 173. So I could roll it forward another week and pick up another full 1%, a little over 1%. Let's take a gander at it. Okay, the 148. Let's get rid of this. We can do the 148 for next week. Let's find out. Here it is right there. Buy one covered call on Pepsi, the 148 call option, the expiration 5 December. So basically, if I did my trade the other day on Pepsi, normally what I would do now that she went up and she pulled back, now I just roll it into next week, where I'd buy back the one that I sold, push it up to next week, pick up another 1%, and be done and over with, and just hold on to the Pepsi. Mr. Sharp, what's up? I know that you don't like SCHD, but I'm new here. May I ask the reason why? All right. The Wandering Jew. Markets crushed today. I got liquidated. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Hold on. Sit tight. Hold on. This is for the Wandering Jew. Okay. Now, Wandering Jew, I want to show you something. I got a couple of simple rules. Okay. I'm looking for simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, my rules are simple. Rule 1, never buy something I don't want to hold on to long term. I got no problem with most companies whatsoever. Okay, number 2, never sell for a loss. Here's where I have a problem with SCHD. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Okay, Wandering Jew. What that means is 20 years ago today was 2005. So, what did the company make in 2005? Did they make more in 2006, 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11? For 20 years. I'm looking for 2 decades. 20 years of consistent profits. All right, so look at the one I have up right here. I'm going to show you something. This is what I'm looking for. All right. 1998. See that right there? 1998. 25. 1999. 26. 2000. 27.5. 2001. 28. 2002. 29. 2003. 29.5. 30. 31. 33. 36. 39. 40. 41, 45, 49, 53, 57, 61, 65, 67, 72, 76, 79, 81, 89, 95, $1.03. Every single year. Every single year for 7 decades. This company here has been consistently profitable. It means every single year, this number went higher and higher and higher and higher since 1998. Now, this one goes way, way, way back. But as far back as that was just, okay, not the point. Now, let's take a look at SCHD, and I'll tell you why I don't like it. SCHD. Here we go. Give it a minute. It'll pop up. All right, let's go all the way back. Now, number one, SCHD profits go back to 2011, which means that's only 14 years. Now, when I say I want 2 decades, 2 decades is 20 years, not 14. That's one. Okay? Number two, 4.6, that's higher. 6.8, higher. 6.9, higher. 8.6, higher. 6.6, lower. That's one, lower. 7.5, higher. 7.7, higher. 8.3, 8.2, lower. 8.9, higher. 8.4, lower. That's 3 times so far. 9.1, 9, lower. That's 4 times. 10, 9.9. That's 11 times lower. 9.9, 10, 8.1. 12 times lower. 13, 10, 14 times lower. 10, 10, 10.3, 10.8 lower again. 14 times, 15 times lower, sorry. 11.4, 11.5, 8.7, 16 times going backwards. There's still more. I can keep going. This thing goes down almost as much as it goes up. When I say consistency of profitability, that means that number should get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Not up, down, up, down, up, down. No. Consistency of profitability, SCHD, doesn't do it for me. Sorry, I just don't like it. It's not consistently profitable. There's over 300 companies that are profitable year after year after year after year. Those are the ones that I like. I just don't like SCHD. Terribly sorry. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't like it. Oh, thank you. Makes sense, doesn't it? Isn't that weird? That's so weird. See, out of everything I want you to get tonight, anytime you come here and listen to me babble for hours, there's only one objective I have in mind. Does it make sense? It either makes sense or it doesn't. All right, what else do we have? We just looked at Pepsi a little while ago. Bennett, good evening. Mike, good evening. Camille Brown, good evening. Megan Jones. Nopster, dude, what do you do on the downturn? Same thing I do on the upturn. Stocks go up, stocks go down. It's all the same. Where were we? Where were we? Wow, I missed all these questions. All right, here we are. Okay, what do you mean when you say 345 call option? What does 345 represent? Uh-oh. Okay, which one were we looking at when he went to 345? Was that Microsoft? I think it was. Okay, Microsoft, MSFT, 345. That wasn't it. What was the other one? 345. I have no idea. Sorry, Mike. You get old, you have a tendency to forget things. I usually write stuff down. Your max loss is 33 G's to make 640. T. Rombo. Wow. Interesting way of looking at it. But he's right. Okay, he says I'm going to risk 33,000 to make 640 bucks. Okay, what am I investing in again at 33,000? What was that? Anybody? Anybody? Toast is a stock. Okay. AOT. Nope, not the one. Still learning. That's okay. Sit tight. Okay, so Trombo. Okay. So you think it's not a good idea to create weekly cash producing assets on companies that have been in business for over 5 decades or maybe even 100 years? I have a question and I hope you can help me understand. I had calls on NVDA and they got cooked. I can't help you out with that one, John. NVIDIA is a crappy stock in my humble opinion. Let me tell you why, Joel. Is it Joel? Yeah, Joel. NVDA. All right, hold on a second, Joel. Just sit tight for a second. T. Rumbo, I still want to chat with you. Okay, so here's NVIDIA. Okay, you said you like this thing? Wonderful. Okay, it's at $180 per share. Okay? Okay, Joel, you ready? $180 per share. It has a 1 penny dividend. I'm not even going to say that's horrible, because if you can't figure out 1 penny is horrible on a $180 stock, I can't help you out. But hold on, it actually gets worse. Here's the statistics. Here are the statistics for NVIDIA. You ready? Market cap, 4 trill. Forward PE, 39. Okay. Return on equity. Ooh, interesting. Revenue per share. Okay, you ready for this, Joel? Revenue per share. That means how much money do they have coming in as opposed to how many shares they have out. So for each share they have out, they have a revenue of $6. $6. $180 stock and the revenue is $6. Hold on, it gets worse. Okay. Earnings per share. Where is it? I just saw it. Earnings per share, $4. It's got $6 revenue per share, $4 profit per share, or earnings per share. Book value is $3. Joel, do you understand what book value is? Well, for this company, it's $3.24. $3.24. Joel, if the Supreme Court comes out and says, NVIDIA, you need to divest all your debts and repay all your investors, guess what you're getting for your $180? You're getting $3.24 per share. Why? Because the company's only worth $3.24 per share. That's it. And out of that $3.20 per share, $2.34 per share is part of the cash that they have laying around. So besides the cash that they have laying around, $2.34 per share, the book value, that means everything else, all the equipment, all the intellectual property, all the everything the company owns on the balance sheet, if they were told to liquidate, okay, you would get $3.24 a share. And out of that $3.24 a share, $2.34 a share is coming from the cash that they have sitting around. So where the hell is the value? Where the hell is the $180 value in that stock? I can't feel bad for you because you lost money on the options on a company that's only worth $3.24. The numbers are absolutely horrible for NVIDIA. Yeah, they're $4 trillion stock because they're one of the leaders on AI. But what else do they have going for them? Think about it that way. What else does this company have going for them? Because you got to remember, in the AI race, you're racing against Russia, the whole country. You're racing against India. The whole country. You're racing against China. The whole country. Because they're all trying to be the best at this new AI crap. And then you got to go up against Elon Musk. And you honestly think NVIDIA with one or two products is going to be able to beat Elon with everything that he's got going for him. Sorry, I just can't get behind NVIDIA. I can't. The numbers don't work. It's all hype. And what else do they have to fall back on? Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. Tom Bro. Okay. So, Tom Bro, you think that making investments, look at it this way, okay? If I buy a stock, right, and I buy a certain amount of them, like 100, 200 shares, I'm creating what is called a weekly cash producing asset. Weekly cash producing asset. Now, sit tight for 1 second. 33 G's, okay? So you seem to have a problem investing $33,000 to make $640 a week. $640 divided by 33,000 comes to a grand total of 1.9% for 1 week, Trumbo, whatever your name is. Okay? 1.9 for 1 week. Guess what happens after 1 week? I still own that asset, which means I can do it again. And what happens the second time I do it? Well, I might not get 640. I might get more. I might get less. Not the point. The point is I own a certain amount of shares, and however many shares you get. So if I buy 300 shares, I have 3 contracts. That's 3 contracts. Okay, that is a relatively decent asset, cash producing asset. So I put in 33 grand. Great, it gives me 2% every single week. Well, Trumbo, 2% every single week is over 100% per year. Okay, what investment have you done that you can double your money on? It's a question. Let's get rid of this. I don't need that big. All right, let's delete that. Let's get back to there. Let's get back to here. All right, what's next? So we already did Pepsi. So Trumbo, I'm terribly sorry, dude. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. My max loss is 33,000 to make 640. Yeah, that's 2%, dude. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Mr. Sharp, the Qs, 3333 Qs, 3 of them. Show us the downside of that. Yeah, number one, I don't remember which stock that was. So Trumbo, share with me what one that was. Okay, Joel, at open. What do you mean at open? What stocks we getting tomorrow? Nothing, Russell. All right, where are we? Okay. Thank you. Ooh, Side Hustle 444, IBM. Well, let's take a look at IBM. I actually had some IBM. Interesting. Okay, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on right here? Everything's down except today. IBM seems to be up. 2020, right there. All right, here's the last 30 days. Okay, we were at 285. We dropped to 265. We shoot up to 325. Now we're at 290. Okay, up, down, up, down. Now she's turning around. Or is she? We don't know, because yesterday is the new bottom. Today is higher for IBM. Now we're sitting at 290. Okay, so what do the 290s look like for IBM next week? $555. I like that number. 290. $555. Well, let's check it out. Let's check out IBM at 290. There it is. And at the market, there it is. And here's Johnny. Check this one out. Buy one covered call IBM 28 November. That's next Friday. Okay. The 290 call, well, it's at 290 and 40 cents at the moment. The 290 for next week is paying 537. 28 G's is the investment. Okay, now Mr. Trumbo, you can have a problem with this one too? IBM's been around for longer than I've been around. So do I think IBM could go out of business? Yeah, it could. But is it going to? Have we gotten any news anywhere that IBM's in trouble? No. Joel, that's crazy. What happens to the market today? No idea, Russell. Have you ever talked about VTI? Wandering Jew, hold for 1 second. We'll take a look at that in a second. All right, so I have no problem with IBM. Let's check out the numbers. 537. Okay, 28,000. 463. 463. Grand total of 1.8%. I got no problem with 1.8%. No. Okay, slide it over there and slide it over there, and now we go. All right, let's check it out. Give it a second. This is IBM. And it is 1.8. Here we go. IBM, 28 November, 25. That's next Friday. The $290 call option. Here's the profit, 537. Investment is 28,000. It's a 1.8% return for 1 week. Oh, come on. Ah! I haven't perfected this thing yet, if you haven't noticed. Try it one more time. One more time. That don't look right. There it is. All right. $1.8. All right, 1.8. IBM. Okay, Procter and Gamble. Who wants to take a look at Procter and Gamble? That company's over 100 years old. Why not, right? Okay, Joel, that's crazy. IBM, what have you talked about? Okay, Wandering Jew, VTI. What the hell is VTI? I'm terribly sorry, VTI. Vanguard. Sorry, dude. November, December, January, March, June. Yeah. Who came up with this one? Wandering Jew. I don't do monthlies. Monthlies just don't work for me. Okay, yeah, and I get shit about it every single week. Why don't you do monthlies? Because they just don't work for me. Okay? Joel, you got it? All right. Wandering Jew. Sentiment in the market dropped. Seems like the market is hedging on NVIDIA. Whoa. Russell, what stocks are you getting into tomorrow? Okay, Russell, tomorrow's Friday. I don't really buy anything on a Friday. Friday options expire. So most of my options are going to expire tomorrow, and then I look at what's happening next week. Where can I find the calendar with all comps? Okay, Boston Stock Talk, how you doing today, brother? That is in Think or Swim. Okay, this is Think or Swim here. The calendar is right here on the Market Watch. Okay, you come up to the Market Watch, you bring your little cursor right there. Quotes, alerts, visualize, finance rate, calendar, right there. All righty. Joel, got that one. Thank you. Boss, you jetting, I have a pocket. Okay, not quite sure what that means, but all right. Wandering Jew, I think we get hung up on how you are getting paid weekly, with dividends are paid quarterly. Yeah, I think everybody does. Everybody gets that a little wrong. Okay, we do weekly stock options. Okay, is BZ a good buy? Okay, Metric Sparrow, I never heard of it. BAESY. Uh-oh, let's try it one more time. Okay, BAESY. Okay, terribly sorry. No options, no thank you. All righty, Mark Williams, Procter & Gamble. Here's the top, here's the bottom, down, up, down, up, down, up. 148. The 148 is going for 187. Hell yeah. That looks good. Let's check it out. Last 30 days. Up, down, here's the bottom, up, down. Now she's going up. 1, 2, 3. Look at it. 1, 2, 3. Right there. Boom. She's going up. Here's your bottom. She went up, pulled back. Now she's going up again. Let's find out. Procter & Gamble, 148. Just one. And right there, here we go. There we go. Buy one, covered call, Procter & Gamble, 28 November, 148 call option, 165, 14 is the investment. It either makes sense for you or it don't. Are you live on YouTube right now, Wandering Jew? Yes, I am. I got 3 YouTube channels. SOX, would it be a good buy? Brandon, sit tight. We'll look at that next. At this moment in time, we're looking at Procter & Gamble. If you didn't know, Procter